everybody! Welcome to another week of Makers Monday. I am Anastasia Radloff, aka Stampin' Blondie. Thanks for joining me this week. I'm really looking forward to crafting some beautiful projects with you, and I'm happy to be back again this week after taking some time off last week to take my dog Elvis to his first vet appointment. Now, speaking of Elvis, he's actually joining me here today in the craft room, just being a lazy bum, sleeping in his bed. As always, he is my new little shadow, and I'm so happy that he's able to join me today. All right, now let me refresh this just to make sure that it is coming up on your end and that I can follow along with comments. There we go. And if you're watching live, make sure to comment. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching this on replay via YouTube or here on Facebook, make sure to comment replay and let me know that you're watching. As always, just like every week, make sure to like, comment, and share this video to be entered to win this week's prize patrol, which I'll show you what that is in just a few minutes. So, if you do share the video, make sure to comment that you shared, just because Facebook doesn't always let me know that you have shared our video, and of course that's how I know to enter you into this week's drawing. So make sure to comment share, because you're gonna love this week's prize patrol. All right, I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I spent a lot of time here in the craft room, which was great. I got some upcoming projects done. My October class projects were mailed and let everybody know that sign up is ready for that. And yeah, I'm just really had a great weekend. It was relaxing, spent some time with my husband. So I all hope you had a wonderful weekend as well. All right, so let's get started with some announcements. First, let me switch the camera here so we can see. Oh, there we go. Got it. All right, so first up this week is Holiday Card Club. I announced this via email this weekend. If you are not on my email newsletter listing, the link to sign up for that is in the description of this video. Now, unfortunately for October, we are not able to have an in-person event. In 2 weeks, I will be having foot surgery, and I will be down for the count for about 6 weeks. Now, prior to that, I have to quarantine for a week. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to have an in-person event when this was originally scheduled for. It's actually the week right after my surgery, and I definitely won't feel like moving around too much after that. But the good news is this event is going to be offered to go, so you can still create the same projects as we would in person, just at home on your own time. So this month we are featuring, just like today in our projects, we're going to be featuring the Christmas Means More stamp set, and I'm going to be creating alternate projects today with my project here. So the cards we are going to be creating are these 3 right here. And you may be saying to yourself, hey, those aren't really Christmas colors. They look a little different and unique. So what I have here is 3 projects that are not traditional colors. And I hope I'm not frozen. I hope you guys can see. If I am frozen, bear with me and just keep plugging along and it'll catch up. If it does freeze, then you can always watch this again via replay, so just keep with me. It looks like I'm catching up there a little bit. All right, so these are our 3 projects that we're going to be creating this month for our October's holiday card class. For this, there are 2 different options that you can do. You can do the class kit, including the stamp set, without the stamp set if you want to use your own sentiments or you already own the stamp set, and then a PDF version only, so you can get the PDF and work through these projects on your own time. The class makes supplies for 6 projects, so 2 each of the designs that you see here. You'll receive the Christmas Means More stamp set if you add that onto your project kit. A package of rhinestones, this is for everybody, and then a full roll of the Snowflake Splendor ribbon. So you get the entire project kit, and then you can add on the stamp set later if you would like. So here is the project kits, and all the description to sign up for these will be posted in this video when we're done. I forgot to put it in the links today, and I can't edit it until after the video. So the details for this will be available after this video is done. Sign up ends October 17th, so we have a full 2 weeks to be able to sign up for this event. So I hope you can join me. Like I said, unfortunately, no in-person class this month. We started off great in September, but unfortunately my surgery in October, but we'll be back for November. So stick with it, and we're gonna have a great time in October and November. All right, for today's projects, we are going to be creating, like I said, alternates to my class. So I wanted to create 2 more projects to show you that this Christmas Means More stamp set can stretch beyond what we just create in our class. Now these 2 simple projects are perfect for any designs of designer series paper that you want to use. So these 3 can be easily interchanged with whatever designer series paper that you want to use for your additional projects. They're quick, simple, and easy to create no matter what skill level you are, and I'm excited to show you these 2 alternates to my own project for this kit. But first, of course, as always, we have our weekly prize patrol. So last week, well, 2 weeks ago, because I wasn't able to go live last week, I gave away the foam adhesive sheets. Now these sheets are amazing for creating 3D projects using whichever dies that you want to use, or you can cut them in whatever shape you want. So the foam adhesive sheets come 6 to a package, and they are found in our annual catalog. And our prize patrol winner this week is Becky Holcomb. So Becky, thank you for sharing my video, and congratulations to winning this week's prize patrol. I know I'll be seeing you next week, so I will hold on to this and give this to you when I see you. So congratulations to Becky. She is our prize patrol winner this week. Now, to be entered into this week's prize patrol, like I said earlier, you want to like, comment, and share on this video. Make sure to post that you shared so I know that you are entered to win this week's prize patrol. And the winner this week will receive the 3/8 inch silver metallic edged ribbon. This is my favorite ribbon in our annual catalog. And you may be saying, oh, it's pretty plain, but you can do so many great different things to this ribbon. You can dye this with re-inkers. You can color it with Stampin' blends to match any project that you create. And it's a great versatile ribbon. Like I said, it pairs with any project that you want to create, and you can easily dye it to any color that you want. So my favorite ribbon this week is our prize patrol for sharing this video, the 3/8 edge silver metallic ribbon. And I know you guys will love this ribbon as much as I do. Now I chose this ribbon because it does pair with our weekly projects, and if you sign up for the October class projects, this is another ribbon that would pair perfectly with that as well. All right, so make sure to comment about that. And one last thing, one last announcement before we get into our projects. Our designer series paper sale has started. It started October 1st and will run through the end of this month. Select designer series paper from our annual and our August through December mini catalog are on sale for $9.78 each. Now, I have already placed my order, of course, for designer series paper, also known as DSP. But I have quite a few favorites that are on this sale. So I wanted to show you some of them. The first one is the Forever Greenery. This is a 12 by 12 designer series paper. And here are all the designs that come in this paper. It has Garden Green, Just Jade, Pear Pizzazz, Pretty Peacock, Shaded Spruce, Soft Seafoam, and Whisper White. So this project paper is perfect for creating Christmas projects as well as just everyday occasion projects. So this is one of my favorites that is on sale. The next is the In Good Taste 12 by 12 designer series paper as well. And this is my favorite from the annual catalog. And not only do you receive these designs, but this is like a super mega ultra pack of designer series paper. because it has these designs in it as well. So you get a lot of natural textiles, some wooden shapes, and different tile looks to it. So this is a really pretty designer series paper. And this one has basic gray, early espresso, gray granite, smoky slate, native navy, rococo rose, petal pink, very vanilla, and whisper white. So we've got some there. And the last one, of course, Halloween projects are coming, and I hope I'm freezing up a little bit, but like I said, stick with it. It'll catch up. It's catching up on my end here. So in the Magic in This Night 12 by 12 designer series paper, this is perfect for your Halloween crafting. Halloween is right around the corner, and now is the best time to get your 12 by 12 designer series paper for that. So we have Basic Black, Blackberry Bliss, Cajun Craze, Pretty Peacock, and Whisper White. And then you get all of these designs in your paper pack, and they're dual-sided. So this is what you receive. So this project, or this promotion will run until the end of October, and it's 15% off select designer series papers, and more details about that sale can be found in the description of this video. And you can see all of them up there as well. All right, let's get started on our projects here today. We have 2 projects, like I said. It looks like my downward camera may be having some issues, so stick with it. I may just switch it out here and we'll see. Just keep with it. Okay, so we have the free PDF, as always, that can be shared. The details for this PDF can be found in the description of this video, along with going to my blog and seeing it. We have 2 very simple projects today that we will be creating. So let's get started. Like I said, we're gonna be using the Christmas Means More stamp set, and I'm highlighting the first Frost Designer Series paper. Now, this Designer Series paper is my favorite from the August through December mini catalog, and this is because it's a returning favorite from last year. This means that we had this Designer Series paper in our catalog last year, and it was such a great hit that Stampin' Up! Decided to bring it back. I love that it is silver foil on one side, so you can see the shimmer and the light here. And then you flip it over and you have these really photorealistic pages. Now, for my projects, I wanted to highlight both sides of this paper, but one tip, kind of like a little technique Tuesday on a Monday, that you can change the color of this foil paper to anything that you want. So just with an ink pad and a sponge, you can rub that straight onto the Designer Series paper, and the silver will resist the ink and the white will pick up the color. So you can change this to be whatever color to match your project. And this is really beautiful paper. It was kind of hard to choose what I wanted to do for my projects today. All right, let's get started. We're gonna work on this project here first, and I'm gonna show you actually the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with it as well. So I received my new machine this week. I wanted to wait until I got the new magnetic plate at the same time. So I know some other demonstrators already have theirs, but I wanted to wait. So we are gonna start off with a smoky slate cardstock base. This is 5.5 by 8.5 inches long. And I have my adhesive right here. I'm going to use regular Stampin' Seal to adhere our layers down here. So we've got that right in the middle. Now I took 3 pieces of this Designer Series paper, First Frost, and all the measurements for this are on my PDF that you can find. But I wanted to use the foil part of this, and the best way to do this is before you adhere anything down, you want to line these all up just to make sure your spacing is good. If you were to come in here and just put down one at a time, you could run out of space. You could have spaced it incorrectly. So I just want to make sure everything is lined up, and then I'm going to work from right to left, gluing everything down. This helps me ensure that, like I said, my spacing is good and that everything will be lined up just how I want it. So I'm gonna put that right there and adhere my other two. Great. And like I said, I could have colored these with a sponge. I could have, you know, colored it with markers, but I like the silver, the traditional silver on this one. It helps it really stand out in the background here. Okay, and there we go. Evenly spaced and very easy to put together. All right, our stamp. These stamp sentiments are from popular Christmas movies. We have every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. That's from Elf. But we are gonna use the maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. I'm not sure what that movie is from, so if you know, feel free to comment and let me know. But I know these are all movie quotes and something fun just to use for my projects. I'm going to use a smoky slate ink just like our cardstock base here, and I want to ink this upside down. This ensures that I have ink covering the whole thing and that I'm pressing down exactly where I need it. Okay, we're good. And we're gonna stamp right in the middle of this just scratch piece of Whisper white cardstock that I have here. There we go. Now on my original card, I used gray granite. After I had stamped it, I felt it was just a little too beigey, so I went with the smoky slate. Leanne asked, what paper are you using? You joined late. Are you asking about the pattern paper or the gray paper? And I can tell you the color or both, whichever you want to know. Okay, so maybe Christmas means a little bit more is from the Grinch. You know, I love the Grinch too. I probably should have known that. All right, from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Perfect. Thank you, everybody. I mean, there's another one. I believe it's silly, but I believe if you know what that one is too, let me know. All right, okay, so the pattern paper is called First Frost, and Leanne, you actually won that at bingo, so you have it coming on your way. All right, let me show you the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here. So, let's get this here. This is the new machine. I have it fully opened up, so it actually closes here. So it makes that snapping noise when it's closed. That is supposed to make that noise. Don't freak out if you have it. It makes snapping. So it folds flat for storage and opens up here. It is got a 6 1/4 inch wide opening, so it's a little bit bigger than our previous Big Shot. And I'm going to use our new magnetic plate. Now this is a self-healing mat. So just like I have here on my table, this is a self-healing mat. The magnetic plate is one full piece of magnet, and you will see once you use it, it does bow up a little bit. You can just kind of bend it back in place. So you don't have to worry about that. That's normal. You will still see the cut lines in it, so you don't have to worry. And the gray part is the part you cut on. Don't cut on the black part. So I've got my card base, or my die cut base, my thin die adapter. I have my magnetic platform and my sentiment. I'm using the stitched shaped dies. Now before I would not die cut on screen because it would shake the camera, and you'll see how much smoother this is than my previous die cut machine. You only need one plate. So I'm putting my plate here on top, and I'm gonna run it through. Look, see how quiet that is? So much more quiet than my Big Shot. There we go, and it's cut. That is how quiet it is. It didn't shake my camera. I just love this new machine. I am super excited when they come out with the mini one. I don't have any details of when that mini one will be coming just yet, but know that a smaller size will be joining our lineup here soon. So I have my sentiment I cut with the stitched shaped dies. Let me bring back in my project. And you know what? I forgot to put the ribbon on the background, but I can still do that. So I'm using the Snowflake Splendor ribbon. This is the ribbon that is included in the October's class kit if you sign up for this. It is an iridescent ribbon, which is perfect for creating these projects. And I'm just gonna alternate because I forgot to wrap it around the back. So I'll just do a little snip and a little snip, and it's just gonna be that size right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some Stampin' Seal. Normally I would have used Scotch tape on the back of this, but because I forgot, I'm just gonna use Stampin' Seal. There we go. Same kind of effect. Now I am gonna do the bow. Now when I do my bows, I do 8 to 9 inches of ribbon just because it gives me additional room to work with when I handle this. Does the magnetic mat fit in the Big Shot? I have not tried that yet, Penny, but it is about the same size. So I would say yes, it does. You just probably need a shim because it is very thin and our previous magnetic platform is like that thick. So you just have to play with your machine to see the different ways to see if that'll fit. But all right, we got our bow here. Quick bow. Now this ribbon, it's not wired, but it is a little more stiff than our previous ribbons that we've had. So it's just a little bit easier, I feel, to tie the bows in this one. And to adhere this down, I'm going to use a glue dot. Very simple. You don't have to have any, you could use Tombow liquid glue on this, but for me, glue dot is the easiest way to get this to stick. I like to use my take your pick tool and put my glue dot in a little bitty ball, put it on the back of my ribbon, and then just place that down. And of course, you can always put additional glue dots kind of in the corners to just make sure everything sits down pretty. And we're gonna put that there. Our sentiment is gonna be put on with dimensionals. Look at this giant sheet of dimensionals. This was in one of our previous paper pumpkin kits, and I wish Stampin' Up! Would sell these giant sheets of dimensionals. I don't even remember the kit, but I do remember this big sheet of dimensionals, and I need to suggest that to Stampin' Up! I'd like so many of these giant sheets. So I'm putting my sentiment there. And then a final touch, rhinestones. These are also included in October's class kit. And I'm just putting 3 little rhinestones on the holly berries, just covering up. They don't fit exactly, so you just have to kind of overlap. But I feel with the silver foil paper, the iridescent ribbon, it needed just a little bit more bling. And there we go. And that is our first project using the Christmas Means More stamp set, an alternate to my October class kits. I know you may be thinking, man, it's only October, Christmas is still 2 months away. I just wanted to create additional projects with this month's class kit so you could see how you could stretch your stamp set for the month. So this is that project. Our last and final project here today is using, again, non-traditional colors for Christmas projects. Now with the October class kit, I'm featuring Night of Navy, Seaside Spray, and also Highland Heather. Definitely non-traditional Christmas colors. For this project here, I decided to feature Purple Posy, and actually I never create with Purple Posy, and it was something that I wanted to do, and I love the way this turned out. Very simple and easy. So I have here the Whisper White cardstock base, 5.5 by 8.5, and a piece of Purple Posy cardstock, which is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 1/8. That is my traditional mat size for my projects, is to cut 3 3/4 by 5 1/8. It fits right there in the middle. Now here I have a piece, this is a scratch piece of the Designer Series paper, and I actually need to cut this piece. So this is at 1.5 by 3.5. I must have forgotten to cut these ones here. So this is my old trimmer, disregard it if you have I have the new one, it's just on the other side of my room. So we have 1.5 by 3.5. There we go. And I think I just cut that too small. Whatever, we're gonna go with it. There we go. So we have this super tiny piece of Designer Series paper, feels like frost. And we're just gonna put that there. You know what? We're gonna go with it. It's gonna work. And I have this piece of Designer Series paper. This is the back of this foil paper here. And I cut this using the, let me grab them here, the stitched, rectangle stitched dies. Now I wanted to cut this for you as well so you can see. Now these dies are very hard to put through my previous die cut machine. They would jump, they would be really just hard to turn the machine, but I wanted to show you how easy it is with this new one. So bring back the machine here. And I found with the rectangle dies that sometimes the easiest way to use these is to put them in sideways. And by sideways, I mean more at like a diagonal rather than, you know, straight down. Or, so I mean like putting one of these corners kind of in first, not this way or this way. The rectangle stitch dies have kind of a, because they're so straight, it has a hard time getting through a machine sometimes, and then it's like jumping on the inside. So I've got that in there. I got it at an angle going in, and just see how smooth it goes through. And there we go. No crunching, no cracking noises. That's what I love about this machine. You can see it cut through my magnetic plate. That's normal. Don't worry about that. It's supposed to do that. It's a self-healing mat part of the magnetic plate. So we've got our die cut stitched rectangle. And you could do this without the rectangle dies. I just felt it gave it a little more kind of oomph to it. So we're gonna do a little different here because I cut that piece too small. This is put on by dimensionals, so my giant sheet of dimensionals, where did those go? I don't know, but I've got other dimensionals right here. So we're gonna flip this over and put dimensionals on the back of this. And one in the middle for good measure. Now this foil paper, it comes in a variety of different backgrounds. It's great for just, it doesn't have to just be Christmas cards too. I feel like foil paper kind of goes with anything, so it's a really fun, pretty project. See, even with cutting it the wrong size, it's still very pretty there. Now we're gonna go with this sentiment. Now Stampin' Up! Does not have a Purple Posy ink pad. Last year when the color debuted, it was having some ink problem issues with the color fading and just turning different colors. So Stampin' Up! Discontinued the Purple Posy color, and instead I'm gonna work with here Highland Heather. Highland Heather is a great variation to Purple Posy, and there's a couple ways that you can use it to get the way to look like Purple Posy. So I'm gonna ink up with Highland Heather, and I'm just gonna stamp it here first. I'm not gonna use that first stamp because that's Highland Heather. To get Purple Posy, I like to do stamping like a two-step So I'm stamping once, and then I'm gonna stamp again, and there's your purple posy ink. So it is a way to get the lighter purple without having the ink pen. We do have the purple posy Stampin' Write marker, so you can still color on your ink pads with that, or your stamps, but unfortunately the purple posy full-size ink pad is not available. So I'm just trimming this down. I just used a scratch piece of Whisper White cardstock for this. I didn't have a specific size here. And plus I wanted to show you the stamp off method. I'm going to flag the ends of this, and I need to trim this down just a little bit because my scratch paper is too long here. So to flag the ends, I always like to snip up the middle, go from corner to corner, and there. And same thing on the other side. This ensures that your angles are the same on both sides, and it's a quick and easy way to just make sure everything looks even on both sides. Okay, we're gonna use regular Stampin' Seal tape runner on this, and I'm only gonna put adhesive from like here this way because I want it to stick off a little bit. If you put adhesive on the back of this part, it could stick to the paper if it gets pushed down. So just a little bit of adhesive on the one side of the sentiment, and I want that to hang off the edge there. And it should be straight, that would help. And the last bit of this, of course, you've got to have some rhinestones, a little bit of bling. So I did one of the medium size rhinestones and our smaller one there. All right, and that is our final project today using the Christmas Means More stamp set that can be found in our August through December mini catalog on page 29. All right. Thank you everybody for joining me for this week of Makers Monday. I hope you were inspired to create some holiday projects using the Christmas Means More stamp set. Make sure to like, comment, and share this video to win this week's prize patrol of the 3/8 inch silver edged metallic ribbon. Now, for next week, unfortunately, there will not be a Makers Monday because I will be traveling back from Denver. But we will have a really fun Technique Tuesday coming next week with some Halloween spooky projects. So make sure to join me next week for Technique Tuesday where I will show you something called ink transfer using embossing folders. So this is going to be really fun, and we're going to use the spiderweb embossing folder. So I look forward to seeing you next week. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you then. Bye.